Ken than Ryu, just in my time in Ultimate, which is very strange.
Yeah, Riddles was carrying Ken for a minute before Terry.
Oh, Venom? Does Venom still play?
I think Venom does still play.
Okay, Venom still plays. Venom, and then, yes, like you said, Riddles can play pretty much all the fighting game characters. So, alrighty, homies. Next game right here, Wasabi versus Knuck. Game & Watch versus Greninja. Now, these are two characters that we certainly should be very accustomed with in the offline and online era. Very curious to see how these two characters are going to interact with one another, because Greninja, a lot of their openings start off with just, I got to nair you, bro. Like, and nair is actually a pretty safe option for Greninja versus most characters in the cast, but I'm very interested to see how it's going to work in conjunction with Game & Watch's up special out of shield.
Yeah, safe on most, but probably not on Game & Watch. And this is kind of a classic matchup that we see in Ultimate so far, especially when Game & Watch is on the screen. It's a character who wants to get in versus Game & Watch who has a literal eject button, being able to use all those iframes to get out of jail. And also really solid early kill options, but balanced out by being one of the lighter characters in the game. So Greninja does have that kill power. Down tilt up smash will probably kill super early, and nice snipe on that shuriken.
Yeah, that was a very, very proficient snipe. Talk about situational awareness, man. I mean, you talked about tunnel vision earlier. Wasabi was definitely eye on the prize right there, man. No other outside forces were going to stop him there. Now, Knuck, of course, working with a bit of a deficit. Now, earlier we talked about, how defensive Wolf can play at times. Greninja can actually play a little close to the chest as well. Uncharged water shuriken, the mobility options, just the ability to dance around Game & Watch could kind of be a little troublesome for him.
Yeah, luckily Game & Watch does have a reflector, but you kind of have to hard commit and hard read to it. And when you're doing that, you're not really closing in on this character, where you want to close in on them in this kind of situation because you're at a deficit, and it's so hard to do.
Yeah, you're almost just kind of playing their game. You're surviving, but you're not really, moving towards getting this, oh my God, this game back into your favor. And I tell you what, man, up smash, down to up smash into another up smash is definitely not going to get the job done for you. Especially Tipper up smash too. Like, he's getting the actual hits that he's looking for on that.
Yeah, nice drop roll recovery right there. And Knuck, has a little bit of gas left in the tank using the neutral air forward tilt. And, if you can get this stock, if you can, roll the dice, pray to RNGesus, get a 9, we're still back in it.
Yes, no doubt about it, man. But it's going to take a little bit more than that, unfortunately. There's the back air. That's going to reposition the recovery. That was really smart. I actually thought he was going to make it back to the ledge, but that back air actually forced him to go high. That could have been really, really bad.
And now Wasabi gets to just chip away the shield, play his own game. Overcommits a little bit on the dash attack, but still staying alive 157%.
Yeah, Knuck has some pretty quick options up close, some pretty sneaky options. Down tilt, of course, is one of the more treacherous ones. Forward tilt as well. Up tilt, of course, will convert into, a lot of greatness at most percents here for Game & Watch, but I think at this point he was looking more towards getting the stock taken. So, as you can see right now, the bleeding, unfortunately, is not stopping here for Knuck. He's going to have to dig really deep here to at least bring this back to a semi-even footing. I'm not even saying to win. You at least got to get the stocks even.
Yeah, and right now Wasabi is just running away with it. And more so running away from Knuck and just nickel and diming him every single time he tries to get close. Those forward tilts, though, have been a big equalizer so far.
Yeah, and that's really good for just kind of stopping Greninja up close, when they get a little button happy, when they get a little dash attack happy, that's kind of the move you toss out. It's also just a really, uncharacteristically quick option, too. And I feel like in a matchup like this where Greninja, Wasabi is very comfortable, I have the lead, I can kind of come in and out, bob and weave the way I want. I feel like forward tilt and down tilt especially are really good temperature checkers on Greninja. Yeah, you're quick, but I got some tools too, man. You just won't see them to 100,000%.
Yeah, and that's the percent we're going to see them just about now. Nice pivot grab, up throw, won't do it quite yet, so Wasabi just resetting the situation, trying to throw out some shurikens. And definitely a lot of forward airs and back airs, too. You can tell they started to get in the kill range because we see more and more of those come out.
Oh, 100%, man. Nice. A bit of a clank there. Fishing for a lot here, as he should. Yes, looking for something, and unfortunately ends up with the forward air in his possession. Now, game number 1. There's a lot of areas in that match that I did not like. But the biggest one was allowing Greninja to jump around on you for free.
Yep.
Now, I'm thinking of what tools Game & Watch has to keep Greninja out of his airspace. I guess you got up tilt. That's not the biggest move in the world. Of course, you have the patented up B, which will get you out of jail. but it doesn't really stop Greninja from doing what Greninja's going to do up close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was thinking what Meister would do here, and I think something that he might do is take a couple steps back and then down smash. That way, like if they do almost anything else, down smash will trade. If they shield it, it's like relatively safe with space properly, and like it's a good option for anti-air.
It really is.
Which sounds weird. Like down smash, you'd think like, oh, you've got to be on the ground, but Game & Watch, the hitbox is pretty high.
It's been ridiculous since like, bro, you remember Brawl Game & Watch, right? Oh my Lord, Jesus. Oh, okay. They might be listening right now. They might have it. Oh, yeah, they're definitely listening, man. Down smash definitely is the move. And I mean, Game & Watch is also pretty okay on Lilat, so. I mean, same could certainly be said though for Greninja in some aspects. I mean, I don't know how they interact at the corner of the ledges, or the corner of the stages, excuse me, since they got the slants. But since, you know, the platforms here actually aren't that high up off the solid ground, off a main stage, you can do stuff like nair and stuff and catch them from below or above, depending on how they're standing.
Yeah, and also I'm anticipating like some of those dash attacks and down tilts to scoop just a little bit lower. I mean, you can't really mess with Game & Watch too much off stage, but you can when you got techs like that. I'm really impressed with Wasabi's techs.
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. I'm even thinking like even up smash under the platforms, like that's just straight up tipper hitbox every time. But that also would imply that Wasabi, or excuse me, that Knuck is going to play around on these platforms in the type of fashion for Wasabi to find the market. Is actually Knuck who has the slight lead here. Now, Game & Watch, of course, not the heaviest character in the world. In fact, I believe top 5 lightest characters still, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yep.
Even with the addition, or the re-addition, excuse me, of Pichu and Squirtle. Still in that top 5 category. So, of course, going to have to play very safe here. Shadow Sneak, I almost said a very sneaky move. I mean, but it's damn it, it's in the name. And it's deceptively strong, too.
Yes, sir. You can't afford to get hit by that 122%. And one of the other things that Knuck, even though he's been playing on the back foot, has been able to live for very, very long amounts of times, considering how light this character is. So I think that might be one of the holes in Wasabi's game plan, just having trouble getting those early kills. And, I mean, as Game & Watch, you should be able to make them pay for that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, bro, like you said, it's a game of endurance. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, even as, oh, my God, there it is. I was like, when's he going to get it? Because, like, I know he's looking for it, but the slants of the stage kind of mess up your perception of, like, oh, I can actually get away with this. Like, you know, I'm good. You're actually not good.
Yeah, you have to stand past that little break point on the ledge to really threaten where he is, because otherwise, Knuck can just hang out down there like we just saw.
Okay, falling up there, or falling there, excuse me. Right up underneath Greninja here, trying to get him on those platforms. Wasabi, unfortunately, kind of found himself in a bind here. Not allowing him to nair around him anymore. I do like that.
Yeah, make him pay for that just a little bit more. All right, got that coming out, but Greninja's counter, not very fast, but decently safe, especially when you angle it like that, able to bounce away.
Okay, great tech read here. Chasing Knuck back and forth. He needs to find a KO in quick here. This is where Game & Watch can get kind of annoying to fight. You know, when they get that lead, that's when they become very, very tough to work around. You know what I'm saying? Like, forward tilt gets, you know, very, very annoying. You know, down tilt as well, too, comes out very, very quick. And it sends most characters at a very strange angle at the ledge, too, where they won't be able to recover from it at higher percents. Like, I know just like playing Link, like, I'm like, damn, down tilt really just sent me all the way here. I'm kind of cooked.
Yeah, you're dead. Those angles are so hard to come back from. All right, but we're looking to see how Wasabi can aim to get away with the stock, or if Knuck can land that forward tilt or get something else, but Wasabi comes through with the spicy forward smash.
Now let's see if they're going to be able to bring this thing back here. 145%, certainly not the best position to be in here, especially in a game like this where Game & Watch, of course, is no longer trying to box anymore. They're just going to start tossing out kill options. There's down tilt. Oh, my Lord, Jesus.
Yeah, that forward air is going to be just enough to blow him up and send us to a game number 3 kind of situation.
There we go.
But now the counter pick advantage does switch over, and I think that'll be a big thing that matters, because Lilat really, really came through for Game & Watch there.
We will certainly have to see. You know, this is one kind of avenue of the game that I feel like doesn't get as much exploration as it probably should. You know, the counter picking. You know, most people might hate Lilat, you know, to say what you want about it. In some cases, you definitely need a pick. Even if you hate it, you hate playing on it, if you know your opponent's character or you know that they hate playing on that stage and your character excels there, go.
Yep. You got to use every advantage that's given to you in these competitive avenues, man.
Okay, here we go right here. Final game, small battlefield. Platform layout's a little different. Obviously, we're missing that top one, and then, you know, the platforms sit a little differently in accordance, or excuse me, in conjunction with the base part of the stage here. So with this in mind, keeping it pretty airtight here for the most part. Great jab.
Having Knuck trapped down on the ledge a little bit. And okay, we got these strings. Not able to go up there a bit more because that down air is so disjointed and a powerful option.
Okay, looking for up throw. This is really good right now. I like this playing the floor as lava game. Now, that was something that we didn't really see in game 1 and 2, like how well we can kind of harass Greninja from up above. And that could also be because we're not really harassing Greninja off stage. I mean, the recovery goes a considerable amount. It's a very, it can take you from one end of the stage to the other. However, there is no hitbox on it. So with that in mind, definitely get out there and toss some buttons at that.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I am surprised that Knuck hasn't been just hanging out there fighting a back air, because even if it doesn't kill, putting them in an awkward situation makes it way harder. Or if you can just spike him clean, just kill him outright.
There you go, man.
Job done.
That's what I like to see, man. Spoken wisely by the legendary J-Dog himself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to get out there and make some magic happen here. Wasabi's going to need a little bit more than that here to bring himself out of this deficit. I mean, I got to say, Knuck is just working with some new momentum, some new magic. Some new motivation, some other word that begins with M. I mean, good Lord.
And I think all that new magic starts with just not letting Wasabi land. Before that, he was letting him jump all over him for free, play around the shield, and that's not something that's supposed to happen with Game Watch. And I don't know if you can hear me from here, but now he's doing exactly what I said with those down smashes. You see Greninja jump, take a step back, down smash, and if it hits, great. If it doesn't hit, if they block it, you're still pretty safe.
You're still pretty safe. And I'm sure he's not getting quite the hit he's looking for. He's probably looking for like the grounded down smash into literally whatever the hell else I want to do. But even just the fact that he's getting like, I would imagine that's like one of the sour hitboxes on it, is still enough to put on some solid percent. Great DI right there, despite getting the red stuff on the hit. You need the tipper at this point, my friend.
And you know that Wasabi's looking for it.
Even up throw might get it done here too.
Yeah, with this much rage, it's on the table. It's definitely on the table as Knuck really putting the nails to Wasabi right now.
That's right, trying to put the nail into this coffin. Gets the up throw, 145% is going to do it. And it's definitely not too little too late because there aren't very many characters in the game. Excuse me, Ebonics came through. There aren't very many characters in the game, who chip away quite like how Greninja does. Lead or deficit. Again, the Shuriken, the ability to dance. I think, is Nair on shield, is that minus? Like, I feel like that move is actually pretty damn safe.
If you space it like perfectly, I'm pretty sure it's like minus like single digits. Like, it's hard to punish for most characters. Yeah,
seriously. So like when you have that type of mentality, when you have those type of tools, you can actually really stick it to a character like Game & Watch, but it's going to be a matter of time right now. Okay, nice. Gets the forward air. The bomb is going to shut it down again.
All right. So now 0%. Potential final stock for Wasabi. See if he can spice it up, or is he going to fall down to Knuck right here. Starting to get those little hits, though, and we haven't seen many early stocks come through, and that's supposed to be what happens in Game Watch. You need to get 1 or 2 of those to even things out just a little bit more. And down tilt up smash, if you somehow catch me slipping on a platform, could do it, but that percent's racking up so quick.
That's right, and Wasabi, unfortunately, is starting to get a lot of his options kind of exploited here. Knuck, we talked about it before, just in the game 1, kind of allowed him to jump around on him for free. And then game 2, even though he won it, I was like, I feel like you would have got more mileage out of your stocks had you, applied a little bit of pressure to Wasabi off stage. And now we're starting to see that, using back air, trying to use it away from the stage too. That way you can avoid the stage tech.
Yeah, and I think, okay, I was just about to say, maybe Knuck is walking it in, but Wasabi going with a cheeky forward smash, and that's what I was saying before. You have to get those early kills every now and then just to make sure that your opponent is really coming correct in assessing their risks appropriately.
Okay. There is the forward air, using it just to bait a little bit in. I know when like the Game & Watches, first got together in Ultimate, they're like, oh, we hate the new forward air. And I was like, and I'm not the biggest fan of it either, but I feel like the fact that it kind of has like that projectile, attached to it, it almost could be used as like a bait a little bit. Like, oh, I seen the projectile come out, let me come in and try to attack. I was like, well, once his feet get back onto the ground, he's pretty damn safe again after he comes out the air. So not quite as safe as, as unsafe as most people probably think versus Game & Watch in the air.
Yeah, and I think Knuck might be running into a problem here. Wasabi getting those little hits in, nickel and diming, gets the grab. I don't know if you can really set up too much off of it, but you can set up a ledge trap, F-tilt. No, just decides to jump away using the Shuriken to stall, and that is it.
Finally finds one.
Finally finds that grounded one. I think that's the very first one, too.
Yep, I don't think we've seen any of the other ones ground.